Are you ready to party?
It's a great question. Are you ready to party?
I'm ready to party. Are you ready to party?
Let's party.
Oh, we're not going to do that thing? Let me keep going for like 5 minutes?
No.
Not like SpongeBob?
No, this isn't SpongeBob.
Could we ever do SpongeBob on this? Or even Patreon? Like,
oh my god, that would take forever. That show is...
It's still on,
right?
The
show is literally 20 years old.
It's still on, right?
Yeah.
Will it ever end?
If we're lucky.
What was the last good SpongeBob season?
It's a great question. Everyone has a different opinion on that.
I don't even remember, like, the last good episode. Oh, now I'm just thinking of, the sash ringing, the splash ringing.
The hash
slinging.
Singing. Alright.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. Well, this could just be a SpongeBob quote cast, and that would be a fun time.
That would be a fun time.
We should probably talk about the show, though.
Anyway, welcome to another episode of First Reaction Fan Reaction. Woo! I'm your host, Dara Whitman. Here with me is my lovely co-host.
Cailin Quilly.
Are you okay?
No.
Okay. We're still on Pushing Daisies. We're almost done.
We are literally almost done Pushing Daisies.
Like, literally after this, we have one more episode.
I know. It's exciting.
Yes.
And also a little sad.
A little sad. But, like, we've been on this show longer than we should have been. Thanks, pandemic.
Thank you, pandemic. We took literally months and months and months off because that's the life that you live when you're in a pandemic.
Yay. So, we're going to talk about Season 2, Episode 11, Window Dressed to Kill.
Yes.
And Season 2, Episode 12, Water and Power.
Yes.
Water and Power. Can't say water, can we?
Water. Sure, we can let people know where we're at. Water.
I don't actually say water that much.
Sometimes I usually say water, and then sometimes it just comes out, and I don't know where it came from.
My thing is when I'm talking about, like, a bottle of water, I say water, but if I'm talking about, like, if it's, like, water and then another word, like, as one word,
yeah,
like water ice or...
I was gonna say, like, water ice is, like, the thing, you can't say like, water ice, you gotta say, like, water ice, and then people are always confused. I didn't realize that people did not understand what water ice is, until I said it one day, and people were very confused. They thought I just meant a glass of water with ice in it, and I was like, "Oh,
right," because it's like Italian ice.
It's literally Italian ice, and it's a very local, regional.
Here's
thing.
the answer. You're wrong. It's water ice.
It's water ice. When people say Italian ice, like, what the hell is Italian ice? I'm like, oh, you mean like Rita's?
I also sometimes say watermelon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's water ice. It's not Italian ice.
Yeah, that's not. What the hell is an Italian? What makes it Italian?
This is the one time I was in Jersey and I said I wanted a hoagie and they had no idea what I was talking about.
Disgraceful.
You only say sub at one place. Subway.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Anyway.
Eat free.
So, this episode got more reactions out of Cailin than I thought they would.
Which is very exciting because I thought you knew that these types of plots stressed me out.
Maybe not, because I forget. I thought the big thing was just like people keeping secrets from each other and not the whole like fakery of a thing.
No, I think like getting into situations where like you just have to keep progressively lying stresses me out.
Okay.
Like those kinds of plot lines, like I am always very stressed out.
I knew about the keeping secrets thing, but I guess I wasn't thinking about like the whole the thing on a whole. Mm-hmm. But I don't love these plots either unless like you do it really well. I think it was pretty like well here for the most part, and like it's just like for the episode,
right? And
like everybody's playing around for the most part.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're gonna start in the past, and it's an Olive past story,
an Olive-centric story.
Hooray! So she's dressed up for a party that her parents are holding, and if you remember, they're kind of rich bastards.
Yes.
Who don't really care about her that much, and she's like nobody's really paying attention to her.
Mm-hmm.
And then we find out that apparently so we didn't know this, when Olive was like 9, she was kidnapped. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
According to her parents' testimony, young Olive Snook had been stolen away in a stolen vehicle by dangerous car thieves and kidnappers Jerry Holmes and Roy Buster.
Did I forget to mention that?
Their daughter was held for 1 day, 1 hour and 11 minutes before Jerry and Buster made their first ransom call. Distraught and heartbroken, Olive's parents agreed to pay the undisclosed sum and contacted the police. The police then set a trap.
By these guys, Bustamante and Jerry Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
And then they wanted a ransom, and then they got the ransom, and then they got arrested. Yeah. And now they have it. And that's a story from Olive's past that,
That was, seemed to kind of shape some of her experiences, but we didn't really know about it.
But
she was kidnapped.
So we cut to the present. Apparently they've escaped from jail.
Yes.
In ice.
They broke through ice.
8,264 hash marks on a wall later.
Hello.
Jerry Holmes and Buster Bustamante busted out of the big house with only one person on their mind, Olive Sleep. Who
Questions?
was at this
At some point, I don't know.
And it sounds like it sounds like they want to get revenge on Olive.
Yeah, it's kind of
We'll
what we're led to believe.
Yes, but we'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
So, but Olive's trying to figure out is back at the pile, and she's trying to work on what Ned's meaning was when he said I wouldn't say never.
Yes, yeah, she's trying to decipher the meaning of the double negative.
I definitely don't hate it.
What does that mean?
That's what I said.
Enjoy.
You tell me.
You said it wasn't less tasty than the kick in the kumquat, but more unfulfilling than the rock me amadequins. I don't like giving funny names to the pies. Does it not seem disrespectful?
There you go. You did it again.
What did I do again? Are you okay? You've been acting a little unusual all day.
I think I've got the post-traumatic stress from the cliff dive that almost turned us into canyon patties.
We're safe now, Olive.
I know, but the whole thing keeps repeating on me over and over like a broken record or Mexican food.
Here's the deception. Here's what she meant that he keeps on occasions thought of her in either a romantic or sexual way.
Right.
At some point in their time as friends and workers.
Yes.
Yes. But Ned's having her try samples and is confused because
she's trying to practice some double negative and to try to goad an explanation.
Because here's the thing: while we love Ned,
yes,
he is an idiot.
Yes, very true. I love him dearly. But here's the thing: he's an idiot.
Yes. And there's even a point where she's dangling from the cherry thing and trying to figure it out again, and I'm just
there we were, about to die.
Get down from there, Olive. You're gonna hurt yourself.
That's right, Ned. Oh no, I'm slipping. I can't hold on much longer. If there's anything you'd like to say to me, now would be the time. And if you could speak in the declarative only, using affirmative or comparative modifiers.
People are eating pie.
Ding dong, Daddy. Ding dong. That is heaven.
Fairway to heaven. It's new. Now that I'm out of dead waking and back to just pie baking and no longer touching dead fruit, I can eat my own pie. I'm gonna get fat, aren't I?
He's so happy. She's trying to recreate scenarios which would allow him to further explain his words he said in the past.
Yeah, and also if you remember from the last episode, Ned decided to quit cold turkey with the bringing the dead back to life thing.
Yes, he's ready to be regular Ned.
Yes, and he is. Basically, he's making pies from fresh fruit, and he can eat them now.
Yes, he's really excited. I thought that was cute. He's just excited to be able to eat his own pies, and I'm like, you go, Ned. And Chuck's kind of supporting him and like doing this because, you know, good for her. Yeah.
But there is a mystery to solve.
Yes, of course.
Which Emerson wants his help, and he's like, nope.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, there was a body that was found in like a fountain.
Yes.
And was frozen over, so she dead.
All right then, Sidekick Avenger. Since we no longer have Superman and his super finger, let me let you know this is an entirely different ball game. This game is all about the hustle.
Oh, I love the hustle.
Chuck and Emerson solving a crime.
They're solving a crime, doing things fine.
Body's been identified off an employee ID from Dicker's department store as Aaron Embry.
What does that smell? It smells like Aunt Lily on a Sunday. I mean, my mom on a Sunday.
Single malt scotch.
Yeah, she is no longer alive.
And
it looked like an accident though.
Yes, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But and Chuck offers to help Emerson, so it's Emerson and Chuck doing a thing, and then it's Ned and Olive doing a thing.
Yes. So
we'll start with Emerson and Chuck. So the victim is Erin Ember, and she's a department store window dresser. So yes.
Yeah, window displays.
Basically, the idea that it probably wasn't a murder, was an accident. They're saying that she got drunk and fell into the fountain, hit her head, and then the pond froze over.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's a thing. But then Chuck's kind of like, what if there's more? Let's
Dicker's department store. That poor girl, Erin Embry, was murdered, and she used to work in Dicker's.
Murdered? I thought her death was an accident.
No, they dismissed it as an accident, but they dismiss murders as accidents every day. They could have dismissed my murder as an accident. They could have said that I slipped and fell overboard as opposed to what really happened. I was strangled and thrown overboard.
Is this Dicker's department store?
That is just like the fountain where Erin died. That cocktail-swilling mannequin is wearing the exact same dress Aaron was wearing, and the same shoes.
Suspicious.
This is the scene of the crime.
Yay! The Alive Again Avenger! Yay!
Come on, let's go.
Do a thing.
Right. Yeah, it's like that seems a little too easy. Let's investigate.
Yeah, so, but before that, there's a nice little walking scene with Chuck and Ned, and they're walking Pigby and Digby.
Oh, yeah.
And they can hold hands because it's winter and they have gloves.
They have gloves on, and they're all covered up, so they can hold their hands.
Yes.
Cute.
And also they go to Dicker's department store where Aaron worked and was like basically, like we said, made the window thing display.
Yes.
I know terms.
Yeah.
And the display looks similar to how Aaron was found.
Yes.
Like with the fountain and like that kind of thing. So then Chuck's like, no, but this is a murder scene. It was a murder. And we're like, okay.
Right, because she's like wearing the same exact clothes, like in the same exact situation, which is sus.
It's sus.
Suspicious.
Yes. But Ned's like, have fun.
Yeah, I'm going to do my thing.
I'm going to go, bye-bye.
It's pie time.
Yep, so it's pie time, but then also, so we go back to the pie hole, and Randy Man, remember?
Randy Man, a taxidermist who once paid for friends, came to the pie hole bearing a gift.
Question?
But said
he has
gift
two turtle
wasn't the
doves.
first priority of his visit.
Hi-ho, pie bro.
What are you calling ho? Oh, Randy Man.
Miss Olive, I meant no offense by that ho. The intent was to be jolly, not derogatory. Is the pie maker present? Nope. I'll wait.
Can I get you a slice of pie?
Randy Man. Man Randy. Man Randy Man.
From Press Court?
From Press Court.
Yeah.
Yes.
So apparently, like, they've still both been hanging out, I guess.
Yeah, he stops by, which is very nice. He's just he's a chill dude.
He's a nice dude. So, but it seems like they've all been, like, not, like, hanging out, but, like, it seems like Randy started a business, like, making taxidermy stuff.
Yeah.
And basically, I guess, like, him and Ned have still been kept in contact because he asked Randy to make these doves taxidermied for his brothers.
Yeah.
Remember them?
Yeah, those guys.
And it's nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a good gift if you're into taxidermy. Some people might not be.
Nope.
No.
I just like thinking because like the way like he was kind of looking at Olive, which we'll get to.
Yeah, he's seems like he is interested.
But it doesn't seem like this is the first time he's like stopped by. It seems like he's been stopping by.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like and like everybody's like friendly and stuff. Mm-hmm. Oh, that got it wrong. It says for Ned's magician cousins, and I'm like, they're not his cousins, they're his brothers.
His cousins?
They're half brothers.
How do you mess that up? We had multiple episodes on this.
We did.
Shame on the wiki. Shame.
Anyway, and as Randy and Olive are talking, Buster and Jerry come in and they're looking for Olive, and we're like, oh no,
they want revenge,
or do they?
The only person who couldn't wait to see Olive Snook.
Too many convicts. Those are the guys that kidnapped me when I was a little girl.
Snook.
He's ready. He was ready to go. Good for him.
Olive Snook had closed early, but not due to a lackadaisical work ethic or lack of patrons.
Oh my God. Randy, Olive, did you hit him? Did she hit you?
No, he hit me. I got a low platelet count.
Ned comes back to the pie hole and sees all this, and then we still see Buster and Jerry. They're still sitting, and apparently Randy got punched in the face, unfortunately.
Yes. Yeah.
But basically now Randy knows the whole story about the whole kidnapping thing and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And Olive kind of explains that isn't actually what happened.
Yeah, so kidnapping, different story.
So here's the thing. They were petty thieves.
Were petty thieves, but they were not kidnappers.
See?
Mm-hmm. They were in the wrong car at the wrong time and were not alone. Young Olive Snook had stowed away in their recently stolen car, hoping the old adage, absence makes the heart grow fonder, would teach her neglectful parents a lesson. Jerry and Buster wanted to return the little girl to her parents right away.
What's your name, Pickle?
But despite their attempts, she refused to tell them her name. Their argument...
Not kidnappers.
Yeah.
And they went to the wrong car, and it was the car that Olive was hiding in, hoping that somebody would just take her away. Mm-hmm. So they were kind of like, we're not kidnappers, we're not gonna. But basically, Olive wouldn't tell them who she was, so then they had to.
Right? Yeah, they couldn't just drop her off at home. because they didn't know who she was.
Yeah, so they were trying to like figure out who she was and that kind of thing, and they were also making sure that she was taken care of, like they fed her popcorn, let her watch TV, that kind of thing.
Yeah, having a good time.
And it was the best day of her life, best few days of her life. And then they bring her back to her parents.
After explaining the situation, the two men realized young Olive's parents hadn't even known she was gone. They confronted the Snooks on their derelict parenting skills. Mum and Dad Snook took umbrage and called the authorities. As it was their word against the word of two petty thieves, the now accused kidnappers were sent away for the maximum the law would allow. Knowing what she'd lost the minute they were gone, young Olive vowed to keep in touch. She wrote them.
And apparently Olive's parents didn't even notice she was gone.
Yep, they didn't really answer the phone calls. They didn't do the... Yeah, they did not seem to respond, really, with any emotion that their daughter was
and then
missing.
Buster and Jerry are like, genuinely upset by the whole thing.
They tell them off.
And then the Snooks have them arrested for kidnapping because, you know... I mean, because they're either gonna believe two petty thieves or these, like rich people.
Yeah,
but Olive like vowed to keep in touch with them, and she did. She wrote them letters.
Yeah,
maybe with all of the truth.
Yeah, maybe she embellished on some things that were going on in her personal life.
A little bit.
I like a little bit.
A lot of it. So we get that, and basically they want Olive to help them get across the border to, I'm assuming, Canada. They're driving, and I think like they're in the East Coast. I'm assuming.
Are they in the East Coast or the West Coast?
I don't know actually.
Because like they're in
the West.
In the episode where we saw the MILF travel across the world, the van like was going towards the west end of the United States.
But it also was like snow. I guess like maybe
it snows in the West Coast, just not very south. So, but
maybe like Oregon or Washington or something.
Maybe but still, it doesn't.
But still, like that's. But I feel like the fact that it was snowing makes me think they're like up more, which means it would be closer to get to Canada via driving than Mexico.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Canada.
Yeah. Either way, they would like to go across the border.
Yep. So, as they're talking and telling Ned all this, basically we reveal that this is Ned, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
Yes.
And then we realize
they're so happy.
The pie maker?
Boys?
Knock your grits off of
What'd
that
you do?
so I can get a good look at the baker man who's gonna marry our little girl.
I thought you were...
Actually, Olive, me and Olive...
The pie maker considered how the truth would humiliate Olive and devastate the two sweet men whose only happiness came from knowing the little girl they loved most was loved most by the pie maker.
They realize that Olive has been telling them that her and Ned are engaged.
Yeah.
Good.
Did it say that she explicitly said that they were engaged, or did
they gradually on the fact that he's marrying Olive?
But so
I think it was. I think like it was probably like building. Like it sounds like that they were waiting for a long time. So I think it probably was progressing to an engagement.
Right. Well, because she probably didn't say that. Like we're engaged. Probably was talking about him. Like he was the love of her life, and they just assumed that that was going to happen.
Oh no.
So yeah, that's kind of how I interpreted that.
Yeah.
But.
So he said,
me and Olive love each other very much.
Oh, God.
And once again,
no.
Olive's
oh, no.
dream came true. Just not quite how she intended.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Olive told me all about Jerry and Buster during one of her late night girls' honks, and we
That's
usually talk
fine.
about Olive.
But Ned plays along.
And because Ned, who's got a good heart, doesn't want to embarrass poor Olive, especially in front of her adoptive dads. So he decides to play along with it, and we commence fake dating.
Oh no!
Basically, fake dating. People really like fake dating as a romantic trope, but like it's more of like the lying to everybody around you that stresses me out so much.
Because like for a while, it's like. Just like those two, which I feel like you could probably get away with because like they're gonna be gone anyway.
Yeah.
And then Randy, who clearly has feelings for Olive,
and is very confused because he has not heard anything of this, and so it's a very confusing.
And like
dynamic.
he's probably seen, like we said, we get the feeling like he's probably been around the pilot, so he's seen them interact.
He knows, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, and then we cut back to Emerson and Chuck. Chuck is aware of what's going on and is like, okay, I'm gonna go along with this, even though she's a bit jealous.
She is pretty jealous.
I mean, I'd say
she's pretty peeved.
Yeah, but like he's like, it'll be for a day. And then Emerson kind of says something mean where it's kind of like, a lot can happen in a day.
Little Pee-wee bothered to mention that she told Papa number 1 and Papa number 2 that your man ain't your man, he's hers.
No, she didn't.
Loaning pie boyfriend to your bestie who's in love with him in order to pull the wool over fake Papa's peepers is the kind of idea that gives a bad idea the will to live.
Yeah, that's why I'm peeved. I can't avenge when I'm peeved.
You are no good to me. Focus it on your lady peeves. You need to focus.
And now Ned and Oliver are on a romantic run to the border. Actually, I don't even know why I'm upset. It's just for one day. I'm being ridiculous.
That can happen in a day. So,
yeah.
As they discuss, Emerson congratulates her on her sleuthing, so we're like, hooray. We see that there's like a bunch of like flowers in front of the mannequin set or the windowsill, and there's a bunch of devotees, including Wendell Feathersome. And they talk about Aaron's partnership with the fellow window dresser Coco Juniper.
Who's, not as good.
They're basically saying that like Aaron had most of the talent and the Coco's just there.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. And so they're upset, and Emerson Emerson doesn't think he's gonna get paid for this. So then Chuck just like goes around and is like, I heard Aaron was murdered.
Is it true? Aaron was murdered?
Murdered?
That's what he said. I mean, isn't that private investigator Emerson Codd? Now, why would he be here if there was no foul play?
Why would he be here if there was no foul play?
I would give my last nickel to that man to find out what really happened to Aaron and bring that killer to justice.
Yeah,
so would I. Me too. Me too.
We are.
Good job. Good job.
Welcome to Dickers. I'm Dick Dicker.
Right.
And then all of them were willing to pay.
Yeah, exactly.
So good for Chuck.
Good for Chuck. Chuck knows how to work a crowd.
That is accurate. So then they go into the department store and they meet with Dick Dicker, who's the owner. And they wonder why he's investigating because it was supposed to be an accident. And there's not a ton of evidence that it was a murder. But
Right.
And then they go up and they meet Coco, who's designing this memorial window.
Coco, about Aaron?
Erin Embry was my partner. Didn't know until she was gone that she was also my inspiration and my light. Because without Erin Embry, I'm left with...
And yourself. I mean, so what if Aaron can do things with a mannequin that you could never do?
Who said Aaron could do things with a mannequin that I could never do?
I never said that. Ever.
Well, despite what you may have heard, I carried Aaron. I was just being gracious before.
You are aware that Aaron died in a scenario exactly like the one depicted in your window of the paper fountain. You realize that makes you a suspect.
For Aaron, and she seems a bit suspecty.
She's acting, yeah. She, yeah. She's, what's a good word for her? Not very nice.
Suspecty.
Because
she's kind of hey, now everybody can see that I have the talent.
Yeah, right.
And we're so then it looks like she, okay, but anyway.
Yeah, it sounds like you offer so you can get your chance in the limelight.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the driving to the border.
Back to the border.
So, and also Randy's driving them.
Yeah, Randy is so funny because he's just on board. If you ask him to do something, he's like, okay. And so he's like, hey, you want to go smuggle people across the border? He's like, all right, I got the van.
So he has a van now because we said, he's got his business taxidermy stuff for people. So apparently he's helping out with the zoo. So he's got some big we'll find out later, rhinoceros.
It's a rhinoceros.
Rhinoceros stuffed thing for the zoo, and also because of that, it's kind of tight in the back. So it's Randy's driving, Ned's in the passenger seat, and then Buster, Jerry, and Oliver in the back. It's my phone just dropped.
Your phone just dropped.
That's fine. So they have this, and there's this bit of I forget either Jerry or Buster was hey, it's a bit tight back here, Oliver. Why don't you go sit on Ned's lap?
Sit on your lover's lap.
And
hop up on your guy's lap there, okay? My jingle's gotta have some room to jangle.
Come on.
This isn't gonna
Say, Crunchy, you around to taxidermy any of those fish swimming in the pie hole when the river backed up?
You told them about that too?
Fish are the only animals I won't work on. When fish die, they lose all the color in their skin, and an animal's color is like their personality.
That's sweet.
And Ned's like, yeah, sure, fine. Mm-hmm. And so, like, they do that, and then it's like, this is going great.
Great, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
And then, like, I'm just like, oh, this is, like, the worst for everybody. Mm-hmm. And can it get worse? Well, we're at a border, and there's, like, a police-bound thing, so they need to figure out where to hide. Mm-hmm. So where's the nearest place? Vivian and Lily's.
Yeah.
Who, again, who know Ned and Olive.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they offer, basically, to get them disguised and new clothes. Mm-hmm. And also, one of them blurts out that Olive is engaged to Ned. And they're like, okay. Like,
they're very, very confused about the whole thing.
They're confused, but they're happy.
Right, yeah.
And they're like, hooray. And they have no choice to play along. And they also like...
This ain't quite the engagement party we had in mind for you in the Worry Ward.
Engagement?
Oh, no.
Oh, God, I hate these. Oh.
What the hell do you mean engaged? Since when?
Since we love each other so much.
What he said.
Oh my God. These kinds of plots always stress me out. I'm always... Oh my God.
No, they did it!
Oh, they did
it. Nobody asked them to kiss, because, like, that's an annoying thing that I find with these kind of things. Of,
yeah.
Oh, like, look, you're in love, kiss. They just kind of do.
Yeah.
But then also, like, there's, like, that plot of, like, when somebody, like, wants to see you kiss or asks you to kiss, they're kind of like, no, we can't.
Right.
And I'm like, that's not that big of a deal.
Right.
Like, if someone's, like, holding, like, a gun to our both faces and they said, like, we'll kill you unless you guys kiss each other, I'd be like, okay.
At least get it on film. Oh, is that not the right answer? Listen, if we're gonna do it,
I'm just saying, like, I mean, like, that's kind of like a...
Sell that shit.
But that was, like, it was, like, a nice kiss. It was, but also, like, not, like, a peck, I'd say.
Oh, no, it was like a kiss that, a chaste kiss that you would give your lover.
So then Olive's kind of, I guess, like upset and confused because, like, she knows, like, she caused all this and, like, Ned's super being cute and, like, playing along.
Yeah, oh my God, he is so cute in this episode. It destroys
and,
me.
like, he's been alone with her inside her head.
Yeah.
And in my dreams, and in her dreams, they've kissed each other's lips 1,000 times.
Uh-huh.
Hello.
Oh, is she gonna sing again? There it goes.
Inside my mind, and in my dreams I've
This show knows how to use it. It's Kristen Chenoweth.
1,000 times. I sometimes see you pass outside my door.
Hello. Is it me you're looking for?
Is it me you're looking for? Me?
Again, if you have a Kristen Chenoweth,
make her sing.
Make her sing. That's just fact. But, so, yeah. And Ned comes out, and, so he's kind of like, and he's like, she's like, thank you for playing along, but she's kind of like, I would like you to say I love you and, like, actually mean it. And, like, that's kind of hurting, too.
Right.
And he's like...
You know just what you're doing.
Not really. I just asked myself what would Olive want me to do, and this seemed like the answer.
Oh, no, but he's so cute.
Only I'd also want you to mean it when you say you love me. Not that I'm ungrateful.
I do mean it. In a friend way. And I'm kind of having fun.
Oh,
no! I can in a way that doesn't require being super. It just requires being normal.
He's adorable. God.
And I know you have your reasons for
that.
what you wrote in those letters to Buster and Jerry. And I support them.
It'd be funny, like, we finished the episode and then immediately watch Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, God.
And then you'd be like, is he still adorable? That's, like, happy that he can help her, and, like, it's basically, like, it requires me to be normal, and he's like, I do love you as a friend, and we're just like...
He's like, I love you as a friend. It's like, people love hearing that. People love hearing that. People love...
Especially, like, when you're clearly in love with somebody.
Especially when it's very obvious that one person has had romantic feelings, and you just go, I love you as a friend. People are like,
You know, the thing is, though, like, I remember, like, watching this episode, because I was, like, very, like, hardcore, like, Ned and Chuck, and, like, Olive needs to find somebody else.
Yeah.
But then watching this, I'm kind of like, they're actually really cute.
Oh, right? Because
they're so cute.
That makes it's so interesting too, because they don't frame it. They don't frame it in a way where like Ned is the one that's like super uncomfortable and doesn't want to engage. He's the one he's like, oh, I just want to go along with what this person I care about is doing because I just want to help out this person, even if I don't feel like XYZ kind of way. I still care, so I want to help. And he seems just kind of tickled by the whole thing. So he's like, I'll go along with it. That's fine. And it's really, and he's just like an adorable puppy dog the whole time. And I'm like, oh no, you're hitting me in my feelings. I did not know I had those.
I'm just saying it'd be funny to like rewatch this episode and then watch like Guardians of the Galaxy or The Hobbits.
Oh yeah, when Lee Pace is not any of those things, where he's not.
He's so good.
I just enjoy him as an actor. He's just very good.
Yeah,
very good.
Back to Emerson and Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
So they're at the reveal of the memorial window. And Coco's not there because she's going to greet everybody at the cocktail party.
Mm-hmm.
And then we open the window. It's a nice window. Like escalator.
There's escalators.
And you're like, check the escalator.
And it's like, ha, if we know anything.
And there's a scream. Everybody runs in. And we see Coco is like cut in half. Fun?
Oh my God!
It's Coco.
Well, say goodbye to suspect numero uno.
Hello, victim numero dos.
Well,
yep.
That's a lot of blood for that.
Yeah.
For the show, not...
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
Hey, how long you think she's been dead?
Oh, I say about $50.
I'd say, like, for this show, like, a good amount of blood.
Decent amount of blood for this, because usually they do their body horror in a different way, but this one they're just like, it's fun. Blood.
Like, next episode.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Mm-hmm. So Coco's dead. So suspect 1, gone. So Emerson talks to the coroner, and they confirm that Aaron... They messed that up again. Damn it, Wiki! They say Aaron. It's Coco.
Coco.
Was been dead only for about like a half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah, love the coroner.
There's like, and then we see Wendell and Denny, and they're just kind of discussing what happened. And then Denny's like, it feels like there's a weight lifted off my shoulder. And I'm like, don't say that to private investigators.
That sounds a little suspicious.
It does. It does. But they decided to go up to the workplace and figure out like if they see anything. And what the big thing that they find is that like they find like a book with like Denny's book specifically with all the designs.
Like a weight has been lifted.
Wow.
Okay.
Maybe don't say that,
honey,
out loud.
Honesty.
That's something you keep inside.
Booyah.
Danny's book. And all the artistic renderings of Coco and Aaron's windows here at Dicker's. Coco and Aaron didn't design any of these windows. Chic as hell Denny did.
People who need people to do every damn thing for them aren't always the luckiest people in the world.
Yes. So clearly he was doing the designing and then Coco and Aaron taking credit.
Yes.
So that, which is motive.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a newer design with Dick Digger, whatever his name, in it. So they're thinking he's going to get killed next. So we got to go find him.
Right, because it's like, because it looks like he predicted, looks like he was planning a very gruesome.
Anyway, back to everybody else. Olive and Vivian are going through Charles's clothing. And Vivian finds the wedding veil she was going to wear at her and Charles' wedding.
Oh, honey. Vivian is just like hurting.
About that, I should
It's the veil I was to wear when Charles and I got married. The son of a bitch.
matrimony.
I had hoped Charlotte might wear it someday. The news of your engagement has restored in me a faith that true love exists for people who deserve it.
That's so depressing.
You've given me something to believe in, like the likeness of the Virgin Mary found ingrained in the center of a potato or tortilla. Right now, you and Ned are my tortilla.
Don't.
Olive couldn't bring.
Yeah, and
She's
like
hurting, and she wants some hope, and she wants some happiness.
And right now it's Olive and Ned, which is not hope.
Yes, no, it is. She's trying to live vicariously through other people, which doesn't really work like that.
No, but then Vivian gives her the veil.
Yeah.
Which is like,
And Olive can't turn around and be like, no, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, so then Olive shows, and then, like, realizing that, like, this has gone too far, like, she basically shows that the wedding veil is kind of like, we need to, like, not show so much PDA.
Mm-hmm.
And, Ned says something that he probably shouldn't have said, which
is most of the things that Ned says.
Fair.
He says a lot of things that he should not say.
He says he's having fun with, like, trying on this relationship of, like, being able to, like, touch somebody.
Yeah.
Use your veil. Your wedding veil. You have a wedding veil. Why do you have a wedding veil? We're still just playing, right?
Vivian's jumped the bridal shark, and unless you're actually planning on saying I do at some point, we're gonna have enough explaining to do before we call it all off. Ned, I really appreciate you going along with all of this.
You don't have to thank me. I've been curious about having a normal relationship.
Oh,
no. Really interesting to try.
Oh, no. He's just such the sweetest boy.
You try on a sweater with Ned. You try on your best friend's bra and you smile on the inside because yours are bigger and better. You don't try on a person.
Clearly not the right choice of
Bad choice of words.
Terrible choice of words.
And Olive's upset that he used the term trying her on, because, again, poor choice of words.
Poor choice of words.
So then finally she's like, I'm done.
Listen up, because I'm only going to say this once. First and foremost, I'm sorry. Both for what I'm about to tell you and the hysteria with which I'm about to tell it, which is in no way directed at any of you, nor is it related to a female issue of any kind. Ned is not my fiancé. He does not love me. We are not a couple. Never have been. I love him, but he never had feelings for me.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't say
Baby. Done. It basically tells everybody that her and Ned are not engaged.
Yeah, and it's hard because, like, she's able to recognize that, like, she feels real feelings, and he's just, like, he just is kind of in it for the experience, it's just two very different things. He's just like, oh, he's just there having a good time, but she means, more than that, and she knows. So it's rough.
And then, like, Tracy says, like, I do love him. And then Ned's like, I love you as a friend. And we're like, shut up,
and
Ned.
She's like, you should probably leave.
And he's about to. But then it turns out there's a bunch of cops in the front thinking that, because apparently Jerry and Buster were smoking out on the porch, which is a bad habit.
Smoking kills, like in this instance where these two people almost went back to jail.
So basically they're, like, surrounded. So we got to figure out something to do. And that kind of thing. And Ned's talking to Randy about, like, being, like, trying to be Clark Kent. And then Randy's like, Clark Kent never, like, had a relationship though Superman did.
Right.
So it's like, like, if you have the power, I mean, go ahead and use it. Like,
yeah,
it's a part
like,
of you.
What would you do? And Randy's like, basically put on the super suit. Just, like, do it. If you got the power, like, just...
That's because he didn't have any.
Sure he did.
No, he didn't. I mean, Superman did. Nobody gave a crap about Clark Kent. He could disappear off the face of the Daily Planet, nobody even noticed. But I bet he'd spit spandex to find someone special enough who cared about the man, not the cape.
The pie maker looked at Olive, the person who cared for the man and knew nothing of the cape, and silently wished for spandex saliva.
But if Lois or Mr. White or Jimmy Olsen found out that Clark and Superman were one and the same, then Clark would be more studly and cool, but on his own, he's just a super tall, clumsy guy cramming himself into a phone booth.
Clark Kent.
Use it, man.
Yeah, so then Ned tries to go out and help.
So he's wants to turn the situation around and use his powers to help other people.
Yep. So we also, before that, we get Chuck and Emerson. They're in Dick Dicker's limousine, and they tell him what they think their theory is. Dick offers them a drink, and that they know also, but they, I guess like it's fine.
Yeah.
With the drink thing, and they called the police and headquarters, and they were about to go to the morgue to figure out to verify their theory.
Right.
Denny's been part of the Dickers family for years. I can't believe what you're telling me. I need a drink. Would you like a drink?
Well, I wouldn't say no to a snort. A scotch, please.
Definitely would not like a drink.
I'm out of scotch. But I make the most divine pomegranatini that'll ever pass your lips.
Yum. Now, we've notified the authorities, but they still don't seem to be able to locate Denny.
He's on the loose? I'll need a proper bodyguard.
Samson, my driver, would use me as a human shield in a heartbeat if there was even the vaguest notion of threat.
So Ned goes into Randy's van, which you remember has a taxidermied rhino in it.
Not yet taxidermied. It's still dead.
It's still dead.
But its guts are still in there.
Yep, and so Ned touches the rhino, and then the rhino just attacks the cops.
The rhino said all cops are bastards and just went for it.
And then Buster and Jerry run out and with Olive and Randy, and they escaped. Oh my god. Oh no? This is fine. Oh my god.
Hey, old rhino! I thought he was dead.
And then Ned goes and deads the rhino.
Yeah.
And then Randy's kind of upset, saying, like, if I knew that rhino was alive, it would never. And we're like, yeah, we know.
Poor Randy. He's just a good dude. He's just good.
And then Ned's kind of, like, happy that, like, he got to help out, even, like, with his powers.
Yeah. He realizes that, maybe he has his power for a reason.
Yep.
To help other people.
So we go to the morgue. Emerson noticed that the wound on Aaron's head is similar to, like, the glass lid on Dick Dicker's.
The drinks.
Yep. So they're like, maybe, like, but, like, so they're thinking maybe Dick did it, and then Ned comes in and is like, I'm gonna save the day.
He's like, I'm ready. He's, like, all hyped up on it.
So he wakes up.
I'm Superman. I've got a finger faster than a speeding bullet. Come on. Who can I touch?
Ned, you're touching dead things again?
No more pretending to be normal. The best way I can help anyone is by being a pie-making dead-waker.
Hooray! That lasted long.
So, I say yes to super and no to normal.
If Cake Crusader really is back in the super saddle, touch these dicker dames and prove me right.
Hello. Hello. Very happy to tell you that me being a pie-making dead-waker gives us exactly 1 minute to help you help us by confirming my partner's theory.
Did Dick Dicker do you in when he brains you with the crystal stop of his decanter?
Yes. He poured me a scotch, said my work was an inspiration, and started beating me to death.
So he wakes up Aaron and Coco, who remember we only have half of Coco's body.
Yes.
And they confirm that Dick was the one who killed them because he didn't really want to have to, like, work at, like, a deal with the store anymore, but didn't want to be disinherited. So he's like, I'm just going to make sure that it closes.
Yeah, and because the window displays did such a good job, it brought in tons and tons of business. And so it was kind of productive.
And then we also mentioned that Chuck and Emerson kind of mentioned that Denny was, like, doing all the work. So now they're like, we got to go find Denny. And then they find him really quickly.
Yeah.
Before any murder.
Good. They are able to stop the murder.
Yes, and so then Dick gets arrested. Hooray!
Yay!
So it says that his wife put Denny in charge and makes Wendell's apprentice. So hooray! And back to everybody heading for the border.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry and Buster point out that Randy's kind of like been eyeing Olive all night.
Yeah, right.
And like literally like
bunch up there has been struck in a sorry situation without a peep of what for or how come. And he ain't doing it for his health.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hiya. I'm real sorry about your rhinoceros.
Can't go crying over spilt rhinoceros. Although I am mortified.
You asked him to drive like 2 convicts to the border, and he didn't say anything.
He just did it. He's a real one.
He's a real one. So then Olive is like, thanks again for helping, Randy, and like that, and sorry about the whole fake engagement thing.
Yeah.
And then Brandy suggests like maybe we just like pray that everything works out. So then Olive gets an idea to talk to the cops and invite Mother Superior and some of the people from the nunnery over.
Yeah. So she does try to explain to the cops. She does try to undo her earlier, not mistakes, but try to fix the things that she could not as a child and try to convince them of their innocence. And well, who knows if that works? But the nuns do come in
and they get some pie, and then also Buster and Jerry go with them.
I actually, there are no pies given to the nuns. They just came in to pee.
They did, but then they got pie.
I think on the house.
Yes, but they still got pie.
Very important. I want pie.
No.
A blueberry cake at home. Not a cake. What is it? It's like a
crumble?
Yeah.
That sounds good.
A blueberry crumble at home. I'm going to eat some of that when I get there.
Okay. And so, hooray.
Yay.
So they're out of the country because they're just petty thieves. They're not bad people.
Right.
So then Ned's going back to waking up dead people, dead things.
Woo.
So we're gonna restock the
all the rotten fruit.
With all the rotten fruit.
Yep.
And Chuck admits that he was jealous because, like, basically, like, Olive and Ned could be public with this relationship, and her and Ned kind of...
Right, like, it's, you know, you don't see... Because Olive's kind of presented it to us as the one who, like, really isn't lucking out here. But really, Olive is the lucky one because she is not burdened by any of these weird circumstances. So she could go out and just have a normal relationship if she wanted to.
And Ned's like, I love you, Chuck, and Olive's over me.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of thing. And then, as I think Ned's about to make, like, a peach pie because this looks like peaches.
Yeah.
He sees, like, you know, Olive and Randy having, like, a nice time together. And, like, we get a look.
The pie maker watched Randy take Olive's hand and hold it in his. Then, without warning, he knew what that something was, the tinge he hadn't been able to identify just moments ago. Jealousy.
I didn't think that episode was going to get you as much as it did. Oh, no?
Oh. They hold hands.
They hold hands. And Ned gets, and we get a look from Ned.
Yeah, he's trying to, he's got some things he's got to sort out there.
Like jealousy over Olive. Like something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Ned's feelings towards Olive, a lot of time when they go back to, like, the things that he's feeling towards her are him trying to figure out what does he feel towards her, and is it just he wants to do with Chuck the things that he can't do or he wants to do things to Chuck that he could do with Olive but doesn't necessarily want to. He's got to figure out what those mean. He's like, am I feeling something, or do I just like what I could be able to do with this that I can't do in the other relationship that I'm in? So he's got things to sort out.
My thinking was, like, that was the case, like, the beginning of the show, and now I'm kind of, like, after, like, they've become closer.
Mm-hmm. He's trying to figure out what that means.
Does he actually have feelings for Olive? Who knows?
I don't know. I think that's what they want us to.
I think that might have been what they wanted to set up if they didn't get canceled.
Hey, Macarena.
So this episode, the end.
That's this episode. Oh boy. I mean, it all turned out well in the end, but gosh, am I stressed out by plots that involve miscommunications and people having miscommunication is a huge thing. Like, miscommunication is like one of the easiest kind of conflicts that you can create, because it's easy to just be like, hey, I think, you know, something happens, something gets a little frazzled down the line, you know, it's like a game of telephone, and then you have to, oh no, it's miscommunication, and then we have to figure out how to cover it up. Easy plot. I do not like miscommunication plots. I do not like miscommunication plots. I do not like miscommunication.
Is that why you don't like romantic comedies?
Partially it's why
because most of them,
partially why I don't like Romeo and Juliet. Partially
what did that communication didn't lead to anything bad, did it?
Not at all. So, but yes, so it's not a plot that I like. But like, Ned was weirdly cute in this episode because he was just like having a good time, and you're like, oh, okay, I wasn't expecting this. But still, it was
a lot.
It was just like a lot.
Yeah, I also wonder, like, if he's, I don't know if it's like actual jealousy, but you know the thing of like you see on TV shows, but also in real life of like you know that person's like available, or like who's like pining for you, and like you know that like I'm not really feeling anything for them, but like, and they have this feelings, but then once they become involved in something, and like they're no longer pining over you, it's kind of like, did I have feelings or do I just miss the pining?
Right. Yeah. That too. But yeah, and also Randy was back. I like him.
I had questions about Randy being back.
Why?
Because it felt weird that like we're setting up a romance between Olive and Randy when like they weren't even like communicating in the last time they saw each other.
That's kind of what it looks like they were trying to set up with things that happen off screen. Just like, oh, Randy pops by, and they're like, oh, hey, it's Randy. So we know that Randy has been popping by, and you could tell that he just started picking up some
like
eyes.
My thinking was, because that was always a weird thing for me. I'm just like, I never saw these two together, and now you just want me to like believe that they're together and like that kind of thing.
Well, I mean, it looks like he has a crush, and then they build from there. So that didn't seem like super unrealistic to me.
I guess I was kind of wondering, like, remember Alfredo from season 1?
Oh yeah.
I kind of wonder if they want to bring them back because it looks like with that, like they were showing like they
that there was like a thing there.
There was a thing there, so I kind of wonder like did they want to bring him back, but the actor wasn't available, so then they're like, let's bring it back, David Arquette.
Let's bring David Arquette back. Yeah, I kind of did expect that guy to come back, but he did not. So.
Yeah, that's my only thing of just like I remember like in press corps like that Olive and Randy were not interacting at all. Like I think like watching it now, like they did play off the fact that like Randy's been around thing a bit good, so like you can believe that like okay, like they've talked to each other,
right? Yeah,
but like so that was kind of weird thing. That was a weird thing for me for a while. I'm like Randy, okay. Because I mean, he was kind of. I mean, it was less weird, and also it was like seemed less weird than like in Friends Court. So maybe because like
he's working on his social anxieties, which is great. All the best to Randy. I want nothing but the best for him.
No, they're really cute in the next episode.
They're really cute in the next episode too.
Facts. So this episode was originally titled "Through the Looking Glass." The cartoon that young Olive watches on television is the 1956 Bugs Bunny cartoon, A Star Is Born. One of the window dressers is Denny Downs. She shares the same name as Kristen Chenoweth's best friend.
Huh.
And a number of the window groupies shots bear resemblance to the
adulation
of the in Mannequin. Remember that? Have you ever heard of Mannequin?
I think I've heard of it.
It's like a movie where a guy makes does something with magic, and then a mannequin turns into Kim Cattrall and comes to life, and then I think they hook up.
Great.
Then there's a sequel.
Oh. Okay.
And Olive sings Hello by Lionel Richie.
Very nice.
Is it me you're looking for?
Hello? Is it me you're looking for?
Hooray.
Yay.
So that's this episode.
That was that episode.
So I have a question. Like, were you wondering because because the original episode ended on like Ned's father big reveal, and then we kind of just like
forgot about that.
Kind of forgot about that.
I know.
Are you okay with that?
I just feel like I'm going to be disappointed by the end.
Anyway, so
okay.
There's a I can't.
Don't say anything.
I know
we're not done with. We're not done.
I'm gonna say something when we watch the last episode. Okay. Ow.
Great.
My body hurts.
Why?
I don't know.
Old?
Why?
Are you old?
Yes.
Aw.
I thought the camera moved. I'm going crazy. Anyway.
I think you are going crazy.
I've always gone crazy. Anyway.
Right.
So we are going to take a break, and then we are going to talk about season 2, episode 12, Water and Power.
Stay tuned.
You did.
Yep. That's what happens.
The guilt the pie maker felt over the hurt he'd caused
I
was
don't like her
mixed with
bangs.
a tinge of
I can't stop thinking about that.